number 43, we have a new rhythm. Yay! More counting. Math is fun. Okay, so we have a dotted quarter note and an eighth note. So what that dot does is it takes the note that it's attached to, cuts it in half, and then adds it to it. So let's do that math real quick. A beat is worth 1. So if we cut it in half, that's half. And so then our beat is going to count for 1.5 beats. So let's break it down a little bit more. This is the diagram I usually use. So my chicken scratch, So we have our eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So that's what our eighth note looks like without it being attached to anything else. It looks pretty. It's not too bad. So that is going to be connected with that. That's where that falls into place. So this dotted quarter note gets all 3 of these because this is the first beat. 1 and is the complete first beat. That's what a quarter note usually gets. But that dot pulls in another half of beat. So that 2. So we have to feel that second beat in there. Anything longer than a beat we call da, because it's nice to say what our bow is saying. And so in my head, I feel this. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and da and da and da and. So I'm feeling that second beat in there. Da and da and. So if I were to have all my eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, da and da and da and. So back to just our quarter notes getting the beat. Da and da and da and. So let's get our bow to do that. We're gonna air bow. Now the interesting part about that is because if we try to stick to the half bow gets the eighth note, then we're gonna get stuck at the top. So I have to change my bowing a little bit. So instead of da, 1 and 2 and 1 and, I'm already out of bow if I stuck to that half bow for the eighth note. So I can reduce how much bow I'm using for that dotted quarter note. Da and da and da and da. I'm not quite using a full bow, and I'm using a little bit bigger for that quarter note. So it's really, really important for you to practice this for a long time. This is a little bit tricky at the beginning. So air bow it and then play it on your open strings and then with scales. So let's air bow it a few times. Ready, go. Da and da and da and da and da and. So let's do that on open D because we're starting that string more. Ready, go. Da. And 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So let's do 8 beats on each. Da, oh, it would be 4. Da and D and D and A. So 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and D and 2. Good. So you can do your scales like this a few different ways. 4 beats on each. Do the whole scale, and then you can do just 2 beats each. And then you could do changing every note. D, E, F, G, A. So, it, do it with a metronome, just do it a million times. So now let's check out our number 43 now that we have a little bit better control of that bow. We are doing extremely similar to number 42. It's the same notes that we're playing, but just with a new rhythm. So D, D, E, E, F, F, G, G, F, D, E, F, D, 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 D. Let's pluck it. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And D, D, E, E, F, F, G, G, F, D, E, F, D, 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 D. Good. I would recommend saying it a million times and plucking it and then doing it with the bow. So let's try it with the bow. 43. Ready, go.